Does anyone do stocks right now? Is anyone like a stock main? Because I don't know how it's done. I actually have no clue. I've never done, I mean, I think I have money in stocks, but it's not me doing it. I'm like, hey, here's money. Play it safe, right? What do you do? Like, unironically, what do you actually do? I'm going to, oh God. Oh, let's see. How to do stocks. Here we go.
In the world of stock trading, it's so easy to get overwhelmed and lost in the endless abyss of information that's out there. There's free ebooks, paid courses, and scammy YouTube.
Okay.
Here in my garage, just bought this
I've seen this video.
It's extremely hard to decipher what's good information and what's bad information. As someone who's had to go through the exact same scenario myself, I found it extremely annoying. So that's why I'm making this exact video. So you can cut out all the bullshit and get a complete A to Z guide on how to start trading stocks if you're a complete beginner. Now, I'm not gonna do the usual YouTuber approach where I wrap this all up in a nice little bow and make you pay $299 for my course.
Wow.
This part of the series, it's completely free.
No way.
Free.
Now, after trading for around 8 years, I can say there's a lot of information we have to swim through. My job is to go over that information in a simplistic and efficient way so you can understand the maximum amount of information possible in the shortest amount of time. That's the goal, at least. Now,
Okay.
there's a specific question
He really
I get
cares about
asked
us,
almost
right?
every
I feel
single
so
day in the
welcomed and,
comment
like,
section from new traders.
not being
Trader
scammed.
after trader asking the same exact question. And that question
We're
is,
friends now.
How much money do I need to start trading?
and my answer might just surprise you. Is it $100? Is it $1,000?
Just $1.
$10,000.
My God.
What if I told you
Oh, wait,
the answer
spoilers.
is $0?
Okay, that doesn't make sense though.
Let me explain. One of the biggest mistakes beginner traders make is they just instantly jump in the market with their life savings without any experience at all. Just because they saw some stock TikTok trader in front of a Lambo and thought, hey, that looks fun. Considering they have no experience, they lose all of their money, then end up saying, maybe this isn't for me. Then end up quitting and never try to trade.
This is going to sound kind of dumb. Am I crazy to think that it's like in stocks, there has to be just as, like, when it comes to financially, just as many losers as there are winners? Is that how stocks work? More losers. I'm saying, like, money-wise. So, get the fuck out of my room, you unplugging fucking animals. I'm pulling shit. I don't even know what they just unplugged. I don't know what. Coda just ran under my desk and did something, and I don't know what. Do I still have audio?
Stocks again.
Okay, I do. I'm not going to know what the hell it is. You put it back in? Yeah, you're right. I heard the doo-doo, doo-doo. Like, it went, you're right. But it's loose now. Either way, whatever.
I quit!
And the sad part is, this is what happens to the majority of traders. What I'm about to tell you is how you can completely avoid that altogether so that doesn't happen to you. There are devices called trading simulators or paper trading, which is basically a platform
Cody, get
where
the
you can
fuck
trade
out of my
with
room
fake money,
right now.
so you can test things out. Test different strategies, test your risk management techniques, test controlling your emotions, or maybe you want to test out different trading styles.
He's
like
just harassing
shorting.
Walter.
Most new traders skip this step entirely.
Leave him
and
the fuck
honestly,
alone.
it's the most crucial step out there to becoming a successful trader.
Coda?
That's why I'm listing it as my very first step.
Coda?
There are a lot of different trading
I'm
simulators
over it.
out there. Some are paid, some are free. But the one that I would recommend the most is Weeple's, just because it's free and they have a really user-friendly dashboard to where it's not really confusing and it's really easy to use.
This looks,
and
what?
I really like their name. Weeble. Weeble.
It's like Patrick.
So that's what I would recommend if you want to try one out. Plus, I think they give you 12 free shares of stock or something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
First time signing up, so that's a good bonus as well.
Okay, great. Move on.
And just do what you would normally do if it was real money. But the trick is you have to act like this fake paper trading money is real. Act like it's your actual capital. Put the concepts that I'm about to teach you in this video series to the test. But not only that, take it a step further. Record every single trade you take. If it was a losing trade, write down what
All right, give me a different video. This is stupid.
This video was made in partnership with the Daily Upside, a free financial...
I just want to see some guy, I don't even need to hear him talking, open up the app and just do things. And I'm sure I can put it together what the fuck is going on.
newsletter that offers insightful information instead of headlines that make you want to throw your phone against a wall. Visit the link in the description to learn more. I somehow made $110,000 this morning and I'm not sure how. This wasn't even posted in Wall Street Bets either. This was posted in the options subreddit. It just shows the entire investing community is just Wall Street Bets degenerates wearing different faces. Tens of millions of them. Investing, trading, slot machines, it's all the same thing. What happened here? This is actually one of the craziest and luckiest trades I've ever seen. It's a little bit complicated, but I'm gonna try to break it down. So this guy sells 1,000 put credit spreads. He collects a $2,000 credit with $50,000 in collateral, his entire account. He basically makes $2,000 up front, but is risking $50,000 if the stock drops way below this price. If the stock closes above his short put strike, both legs of the spread expire worthless and he keeps $2,000. In after hours trading, the stock briefly drops between his long and short put. The put he sold is just barely in the money and the put he bought as protection is just out of the money. Being that the puts he sold are now in the money, they get exercised by the buyer. To make this simple, he's now forced to buy $23 million worth of SPY shares, and the puts he bought to protect against this scenario expire before he can exercise them to cover these ones. What does that leave you with? A $50,000 account holding $23 million worth of SPY shares. Just to put that in perspective, $23 million worth of borrowed shares in a $50,000 account is 460 to 1 leverage. It literally can't go tits up. If SPY would have dropped 1% in the morning, he would have lost $230,000 from an initial $50,000 investment. Fortunately, SPY opened green. By the time his $23 million worth of shares sold, the position was up over $110,000. Leaving him with a healthy 200% return and absolutely no idea how he got there. Infinite leverage. There are so many great trades on the internet, like I could just sit around all day and look at them. Some of them have actual analysis and predictions to back them up.
I don't even know what's happening. Am I supposed to understand what's going on?
Absolute degenerate risk-taking that print cash or violently implode. Hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars from pressing a few buttons on a screen.
Like, I understand the sentences, but then he says, like, I don't know what the fuck margin is. And then something like tits up. I'm like, okay, I know what tits up is. But then I forgot what he even said in the sentence. So something went tits up, but I don't know what anymore. Because I had to, it's like weird. There's a million things.
Before,
that's just examples. Every sentence is like
losses.
a puzzle.
But you know what? I'm done quenching your animal thirst for blood. Check this out. Another $4 million loss. Oh my god. $4 million evaporated in one day. This one is specifically awful. Let me explain why. We've joked about money evaporating with other losses before, but this is on a completely different level. XIV was basically an inverse fund that used futures to track the VIX.
What the fuck are you saying? Am I crazy?
Index. If you look at the VIX,
why is this
you can see that volatility over the long term tends to revert.
Is this
back
the
to
part
a
of the
low
video?
point.
Is it supposed to be fucking with me?
2008, spiked during Corona, has some smaller spikes here and there, but generally tends to fall over time. Because XIV inversed the VIX, you could buy it and effectively bet that volatility will go down. Seems like risk-free money, right? Over a long enough term, it seems like volatility will always go down. This idea was the basis for different traders and funds inversing the volatility index. Billions and billions of dollars poured into these funds as they returned 3 to 10% per month. Temporarily. Then, basically, one day the market sold off like 5%, causing the VIX to shoot up around 100% and XIV to lose like 90% of its value, leading the fund to be liquidated. So with a conventional loss like this one, as bad as it is, it's still unrealized. There might be a quick rebound. There's a chance you might make some of your money back. This is the closest thing there is to money completely disappearing. This is a loss here in parentheses. You might be wondering why it's green. It's because when you lose $4 million, the smallest courtesy they can offer you is to make it look green so it doesn't sink in immediately. And so you don't throw yourself off a building. And now, allow your boy to get paid, because this video is made in partnership with The Daily Upside. The Daily Upside is a daily newsletter written by a team of former investment bankers, scholars, and journalists. I read this fucking newsletter every single day. They know I really like it. That's why they let me say fuck in these ads. It's good economics, business, and finance news that's written by former industry professionals. Concise information that actually helps you understand what's happening in the business world. That's not even why I like it. I like it because after I read it, when I talk to people, they think I'm some Michael Burry economist. Oh, you don't like Robinhood after the GameStop thing? Well, you know, financial technology venture capital deals are up 20%.
I get that. I know the GameStop and Robinhood. That clicked with me. Let's move on.
In the past year, so hopefully soon we'll see some more competition introduced. I don't even know what the words I'm saying mean, but they make me sound smart. I also like it because it is legitimately the only place I have ever found where you can get financial information without 500 headlines talking about how the global economy is about to collapse. One day they will be right. Until then, I'd rather read this newsletter so I don't have to claw my eyes out. You can subscribe to the Daily Upside by
this is an ad.
Visiting the deep, dark abyss of violent financial losses forces us to beg a very
I didn't even know that was an
question.
ad, by the way.
Why would anyone ever fucking do this?
Until the end.
Millions of dollars gone. Financial futures ruined. Why not just buy an index fund and let your money multiply 22 times over the course of your lifetime? To those of you who haven't been indoctrinated into this community, I'm guessing it's kind of hard to understand. But remember, for every violent loss, there is an equal and opposite gain. It may not be a 1-to-1 ratio, probably closer to 10-to-1 at least. But for every 10 financial futures that evaporate, there's a degenerate lifting himself from the trenches into a new tax bracket. Some of them actually do it intentionally. There's only one I can think of. That's bad. We need to learn about the architecture of financial gains. Gains are more complicated than losses, but also more interesting.
DFV,
Let's dive into
GME.
this. Now, if you're anybody that's somebody, you're probably going to undergo some massive financial losses at some point. The Spartans used to send their kids out into the wild at a young age. At least, that's what happened in 300, I think. Which is exactly what happened in real life, maybe. This is history. This is the modern day equivalent. You leave a boy, you come back a man. I wasn't really going anywhere with that. I just thought it was a funny analogy. Okay, so gains, here's the thing. You get 10 million monkeys together, and I mean literally monkeys, from a zoo, and tell them to buy options. Some interesting things are going to happen. There are going to be 1,000% gains and 100% losses. Plenty of 100% losses. So what's the likelihood of something like this happening? And yes, that is a 100,000% gain on Tesla calls. Of course. What other than Tesla? Let's actually look at Tesla. I'm guessing some of you might be holding it with the recent rally. What kind of move in the share price would you need to see gains like this? If we look at this 2150 strike call, we can see that the market is anticipating it to have roughly a 1 in 1,000% chance of expiring in the money. Plugging this same call into option profit calculator, we can see what it would be worth at different prices. 1,000% returns. I'm using this to demonstrate that if you get 10 million trading degenerates together, these tail events become far more reasonable. Crazy things are going to happen purely out of random chance and not necessarily their trading ability. As if that wasn't, for whatever reason, was not obvious. Fuck, if you have 10 million people, it's more likely than not that one of them is a serial killer. I mean, looking at some of these losses, I wouldn't be surprised if this is some kind of serial killer origin story. I wouldn't hold that against them. Okay, 6,000% returns in a day. Wait, no, 6,500% returns. It's easy to just forget that extra 500% until you realize that 500% alone is 5xing your money. The Trivia Tribe bought Roku puts with 1 day until expiration. The next day, Roku stock happened to get destroyed. So casually 65xing your money in.
Okay. Why do stocks get destroyed? Like the business that they're investing in just goes under? Just out of nowhere? Earnings call? What is earnings call? Mr. Market? What? It just happens? Vibes? Bad vibes. They have bad earnings. What? I don't get this shit. Someone's got to I need like a crayon and a fucking picture book or something that I can flip through. Cause I'm so clueless on stocks. It's bad. Don't get it. And I'm not ashamed. Or maybe, how do I use Chat GPT? I don't even know how to use that. How to use Chat GPT. Go to chat.com or chat.com. I've never used this. Bring your ideas to life. Fuck off. How do stocks work? Tell me like I'm 5. Okay, imagine you have a lemonade stand and it's doing really well, but you want to make it bigger. Buy more lemons, cups, and maybe even build a second stand. You don't have enough money, so you ask your friends to help. You say, if you give me money now, I'll give you a little piece of my lemonade stand. That little piece is called a stock. If your lemonade stand makes more money later, your friends' pieces become more valuable. Okay, I get this. You're buying into an industry, but I guess like a hurricane comes in and just wipes the lemonade stand off the face of the earth. But, okay, I get that. But let's leave the analogy now and let's go into fucking real life. What wipes it off the face of the earth? Bankruptcy? But wouldn't people know that's kind of coming? It doesn't just happen out of nowhere, does it? Okay. Would you like an example using a famous company? No. No. But can you explain to me why stocks sometimes randomly go all the way down and get red? Maybe I shouldn't put that last, whatever. Great question. Thank you. Stocks can go red for a few reasons, even when it seems random. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine everyone who owns a piece of the lemonade stand gets nervous. Maybe it's a cloudy day to think no one will want lemonade. Even it actually is vibes. I'm going to read the rest. There's no way. It's got it. Maybe it's a cloudy day and they think no one will want lemonade. Even if the stand is still good, people start selling their pieces just in case. When a lot of people sell at the same time, the price goes down. Here are a few bad things that make people nervous. Bad news about the company. Like the lemons are too expensive now. Big world events. People just guessing. And other people selling. It's actually a vibe diff. Oh, shit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. All right. Whatever. That's fucking crazy.
In 99% of cases, if you
the
make
whole
a
world
return
runs
like
on it
this in one day, it
the
was
world's
entirely
bullshit.
due to luck. Why?
We're
Because if
getting
anyone
deep.
had any idea the stock was going to move in a big way, Roku's implied volatility would have increased, causing this percentage gain to be much smaller. Despite that, an absolutely insane return. But it doesn't end there, because the Trivia Tribe proceeded to dump the $50,000 into SPY puts, expiring in one
What are
day.
SPY
Needless
puts?
to say, but you know what? I'm done quenching your animal.
Well, I think I'm way over here. I lost it. Chat.com. What are SPY puts? SPY puts refer to put options on the SP. Oh, God. What? Refer to the put options, blah, 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 blah. An exchange traded fund that tracks the performance of the S&P 500 index. What the? A put option gives the buyer the right to sell a specific asset at a set strike price. Fuck is a strike price? Before or at a certain expiration date. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm ready for this deep. Like there's too many foundation stock lingo that I don't know to understand these explanations. SPY is one of the most heavily traded ETFs. Is it an EFT? ACT? TFT? What is it again? The pictures that get sold? NFT. Oh my God. Okay, so this is not an NFT. Okay. Traded ETFs and represents the S&P 500, an index of 500 of the largest publicly traded. I don't fucking know. Guys, I don't know why I even tried. I give up. I'm not going to get this.